readers, welcome back to Bookmark This, where lit happens. My name is Jess, and the lit that is happening today is we have a special guest. Owner number 2 has decided to join me in this video today, and we are going to be talking about reading slumps.
Hi, my name is Alana, and what always puts me in a reading slump is like just a bunch of heartbreak and emotional, like deep emotional heavy stuff that goes on with the characters.
It's trauma and heavy material. So yeah, I would have to agree with that. Thick, heavier reads often can put me in a reading slump too. I love to read fantasy, so oftentimes I read like those thick, dense, hard-hitting political, magical system books, and sometimes it is just the amount that I'm reading and the amount of info dumping a book has for me. Sometimes it can even be a book that is so good, and I almost get in a reading slump because I just kind of feel like the next book is just not going to be, it's not going to touch this book. Like maybe I think this book is like a 6-star read and nothing is going to be as good as that. And so I just don't pick another book up for a little bit because I am simply stuck. All right, so now you brought a couple of books to share about. What is the most recent book that put you into a reading slump?
I'd definitely say Coming Home by Kingsbury because of the trauma that one of the main daughters, Ashley, has gone through and how she deals with it and how they all deal with it as a group, as a family together, moving on from that point. Really threw me off of books, and it felt like I was never going to come back to them, like ever.
So it's just like really heartbreaking?
Yes, it almost made me cry.
So, and this one never cries. Like, she can watch some of the most heartbreaking things happen with some characters, and we will all be crying, and she will be like, oh yeah, that's sad, but she never cries. So that says a lot. When you spend a lot of time with characters and they have losses, you feel like you've had losses, and so it can be traumatizing. They don't tell you that about reading. All right, so for me, it wasn't really a particular book here recently that put me into a slump, but for the month of October, I did absolutely dive into doing some heavy reading vlogs, and I wanted to do, because reading in October is one of my favorite times to read, so I read like 4 books a week in October, and so just reading that amount of books, I literally almost burnt myself out. I did not even, right this moment, I have zero desire to pick up a book, and so that is really and I've been in month-long reading slumps before, so I'm hoping to break myself out of this reading slump. So tell me, Alana, what is the book, or what books qualify to get you out of a reading slump, or is there something else that you do that helps get you out of reading slumps?
Well, I definitely say that a book requires non-puzzling qualities, and that it has to be fast-paced and low stakes. I cannot deal with high stakes and dramatic things in books after I am just coming out of a reading slump. I definitely think that you need simple things to come out of a reading slump.
No, I completely agree. So yeah, for me too, I like a quick, fast-paced book. I oftentimes will venture to a thriller, which was my favorite genre before fantasy. They're usually fast-paced. Sometimes they're thicker, but most of the time they're quick reads. Like she said, they're simple to read, simple to get into. I will either venture to the thriller direction or to the rom-com direction, just because it's something wholesome or simple or quick and intriguing to sort of pull me out of that reading slump. So what is the book that most recently helped you get out of a reading slump?
I'd say Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. because it basically has everything that you need to get out of a reading slump. And I just love how everything comes together in the end, and how the stakes are so low. It's very lovable, I'd say.
Definitely. And there's things in that book that are definitely happening and probably are a little serious to them in the moment. But like you said, it's low stakes and it is wrapped up beautifully. For me, what stuck out and what has continued to stick out with Travis Baldree, I've completed the first 2 books in his little series, and he always has the most lovable characters. Like, his characters are some of my favorite. Would you agree with that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So lovable.
They're funny. I don't know. I cracked up a bunch reading his characters and the way that they, deal with situations, and the atmosphere. I feel like it's a really cozy, comfy read. You're gonna want to eat. You're gonna want to eat when you read his books because he's always talking about, like, I don't know, a pastry of some sort. There's bookshops and there's coffee shops, and I just want to be like in a bookshop, coffee shop, bakery the whole time that I'm reading those books. But it feels comfy and cozy, and it's just what you need to get out of a reading slump. Okay, so my take on books that I've recently read that can get you out of reading slumps. I'm going to be honest with you. Anything from John Mars. He writes the most quick-paced, twisty-turny books, and I have the best times with them. I always know that I'm gonna love the ending, and I always know that it is going to be a fast read. Also, Alice Feeney. Those are probably my 2 top thriller authors, so anything from them. But I most recently read some rom-coms that were, just silly and goofy, and one of them was the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and the other one was All I Want. And both of those books just had the perfect amount of silliness and some things in the background going on. One was a little deeper than the other, but I can almost always count on a rom-com to pull me straight out of a reading slump. And then, perfect for this time of year, I also read The Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and this is probably like one of my favorite books of the year, oddly, because I did not expect it to be that great. But this one is one of my favorite. I love Mika. I love the characters. I talked about this in one of my other reading vlogs, so I won't talk too much about it here. But this one will pull you straight out of a reading slump. Also, right along that same line is The Late Night Witches. Now, I did not love this one as much as I loved the other one, but it is light, it's fluffy, it gives you the warm and fuzzies, and I think that this will pull you out of a reading slump as well. And then in a different direction is the paranormal horror story that I most recently read for October that would pull me out of a reading slump. It didn't, because I wasn't in one at the time, but I feel that it could, and that is by Rachel Harrison, and it's called Play Nice. This book, there's also something for me about like a funny main character who is sarcastic and snarky and keeps me laughing. And that is this character. She is hilarious. And there's many times that she makes decisions that I think are just so dumb. But it's like the friend that you wouldn't be, but that you love. And that's hilarious. And she's great. And I love her. And this book in general in itself, I didn't really love the ending. I would not give the ending of the book 5 stars, but this book in its entirety was a 4-star read for me. Very quick read and just a good time.
So I am currently reading Bookshops and Bone Dust, a prequel to Legends and Lattes by, of course, the same author. And basically how I'm feeling about it so far is the exact same way how I felt about this book. It's very lovable, and I love the characters. It is so funny. And I really wish that I could keep reading it, that it could just like never end. But I am coming to an end soon. And I can't wait to see
feel that way about my favorite characters too. Like, I just want to be with you guys. Don't leave me.
For like ever. I wish we could just stay forever. And I can't wait to come to the second book for this one that is coming out this month. Can't wait to read it.
Yes, so hopefully we'll get to still spend some time with those same characters, or at least the characters from Legends and Lattes, because, like she said, Travis Baldree is pretty much the king of cozy fantasy, can get you straight out of a reading slump if you're in one, and his book drops later this month, and we are so excited. We are going to run to the bookstore and get that one. So, anyways, what do you feel about reading slumps? What was the last book that put you in a slump, and how do you venture getting out of a reading slump? If you're in one, I hope that you'll consider picking up one of these books that we have recommended, and we believe that you can get yourself out of a reading slump. All right, that's it for us today.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
And make sure to click that little notification bell so that you never miss when lit happens, and we will see you in the next video.